Cool. Might just be you and I today. I know Brandon had to go somewhere, so. We shall start down on our mats. And for the band, whatever kind of band you have, make sure you get it securely from the bottom of your foot. You actually have a really good one there. It's nice and flat on the bottom. We're just gonna start with up and down with that leg, getting some hip movement and mobility going. Get a little extra stretch. Take a moment to pause at the top, just pulling back on that band for a nice stretch, hamstring. And do this throughout as needed, or if you don't need it, that's totally fine. Try to make it your own. Bringing back some movement to that ball and socket joint there. Band can help you bring that leg up on top. Up and down, we're gonna go into a side to side, letting that leg fall open and then letting it fall across the body. Trying to keep pelvis against the floor. So especially when we go across the body, the leg might not go as far as what you think it should. But that's all right. You should still feel like nice stretch and work it. Start rolling over too far, it turns into a low back exercise or a low back stretch. Or if you twist to the side, you might even get a few cracks out of the back. We're kind of focused on that hip right now. Bring some movement back in there, side to side. Again, take a moment to stop in either direction. If you need it, to feel a little extra stretch. And very carefully bring that other leg up. Switch legs with your band and start with an up and down. Fit that in. And pausing and you need to at the top to give yourself a little extra stretch for the back side of that leg if you need it. And then it's any point, anytime it's going on. And we're going to go into that side to side, and again, and that pelvis down on the ground, feeling a stretch to the inside and the outside of that hip. Not worrying too much about how far that leg goes, side to side, kind of feeling nice, stretching, opening of the movement. And pausing on either direction whenever you need it, if you need more extra attention. Carefully keeping that band off your shoes, setting it to the side, bringing both feet down to the ground. Setting ourselves to putting ourselves up to activate that deep core, so gently pressing that lower back down to the ground, rib cage is down, pressing on that exhale, kind of feeling everything come together. To start alternating side to side, picking up the foot off the ground, really focusing on those deep abdominal muscles. On exercise for hip flexor, this is to activate those deep core muscles. So thinking as you exhale, everything's coming together, rib cage is coming down, lower back is gently pressing the ground. That's kind of a really good spot that you want to begin, and then try to stay there. Continue to breathe. But try to keep that feeling of when you exhale, nice and deep. When you took that big exhale, ribs came down, your belly button kind of came in, all those things. Any point if you feel like you let go or you've lost it, just take a moment. That is a big exhale, and keep right going. We're going to do so much about like how much we can feel in the core, and that we're just focusing on those deep internal core muscles. Getting them working for us so that we can get very fast, have a better posture throughout the day, better runs or better workouts, depending on what we go through after this. Keeping that same motion, we're going to bring our legs up to the top for our starting position now and drop them down to the ground. So a little bit different, maybe a little harder to hold that deep core. Remember that exhale feeling? That's where you want to be. I don't know what you counted to, but I counted to 40. So wherever you made it to, that's totally fine. We're going to take the right leg. We're going to place it down on the slippery part of the floor. And we're just going to slide it out, slide it back in that deep core. Really pull that heel back towards our mat. switch sides again, we'll do 10 more on each side. Just sliding our foot across the floor, Lisa. Using our deep core muscles to kind of pull that leg back up. And switch side. Bring that rib cage down. All the muscles of the core engaged to kind of think belly button, spine. Bringing those knees in, you're going to bring those legs up in the air as straight as what you can, bringing your arms up to meet them. And then on your exhale, breathe out, bringing that rib cage down, forward engaged. You're going to drop your arms back, but don't let your ribs come up. Your core needs to be keeping those ribs down. So yes, the variation of dead bug, we just don't have the legs involved at the moment. We'll add them, don't worry. Yes, just working into it. All right, now that we have the arms, we're gonna hold the arms stable. And again, it's whatever your little legs allow, as straight as you can go. We're gonna drop that leg down to the floor, staying in control. So if you need to bend to your knees, stay in control and keep that lower back gently pressed against the ground and keep that rib cage down. But fine. All here is to be in control and proper form. Not people to have their leg out the straightest. And we're gonna put it together, opposite arm to opposite leg. Very nice. We're going to roll over onto our front side. Nothing too crazy here. We're going to bring ourselves up to length here to check your posture. Trying to keep that butt down. Tummy pulled in tight. This first one here, we're just gonna hold it. Got it. 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Set yourself up on a side, whichever side you want to start with. You can go knee down, feet together, or one foot in front of the other. You kind of choose which variation we're going to do. Start with a 30-second hold. So trying to stay in a nice long line at the top of our head, down through our feet. Five, four, three, two, one. Carefully come down. You can just roll over to switch sides or completely switch sides. Your choice. Again, from your knee, from a staggered foot or feet together, you choose. 30 seconds. Again, nice long line from the top of your head, shooting through the bottom of your feet. Hips are not leaning forward or tipped back. They're right there in the middle. Feel those obliques, the sides of your waistline really engaging. 3, 2, 1. I'm just flipping back around so I can be in the same direction with my plank. This time I'm going to go into plank on my hands, just because the on my hands is more comfortable for me. But or on your elbows, you choose. So we're gonna go into that plank and then we're gonna alternate, dropping the knee down to the ground. Extend, correct, come down to your knees, find your setup for the side plank, so feet staggered or together. I'm going to take this top arm and let it drop down in front of me, but I want to keep everything else straight. So I've got a little weighted challenge here that's going to want to pull me forward. Eight, 9, and 10. Go ahead, drop down to your knees, roll over, whichever way you want to go to the sides. Staggered stance from a knee or from both legs together. Find your nice, strong side plank. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very nice. You can go back down to your knees. There's your little break in between. We're going to go back into that plank on our hands. So from your knees or from your toes, wherever is comfy for you to do your plank, you're just going to tap your hand on the opposite side. So you're going to shift a little bit to the side. Your goal is to really use that core. Keep everything stable. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, come down to your knees. Little break. Pick the side that you would like to do your side plank on. Woo, lots of side planks. From your knee, from your feet, one foot in front of the other. You choose which variation you would like to do. I gotta get my feet on the mat. They're sliding on the floor. Bringing it up into a nice strong side plank. You're going to pulse that hip up towards the ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. And switch sides. Setting up in your third side plank stance. Pulsing that hip up towards the ceiling. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down into child's pose, feeling a nice stretch. And stay there for a minute. I have to close a pop-up that's on my computer screen for some reason. Resting those hands down into the mat, you can have knees together or knees apart as you sit back. As you breathe, think about your breath being 360 going into the side of your lungs and going all the way into your back. Doing that nice expansion. Oh, all right. Bring it back up. You can choose the direction that you're gonna like to sit on your mat. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to put my heels down into the floor, trying to get a nice, feeling it in my heel all the way, kind of my toe. Tucking my tailbone under, making sure my rib cage is down as I rise up. We're gonna do some bridges. So we're gonna go nice and slow. We wanna feel this in our glutes, not in our back. So if you're starting to feel this in your back, you need to tuck a little bit more with that tailbone. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, I really was doing that painfully slow. Rolling over onto our side. You can use your elbows, drop your neck if you want, or you can just let it down on the mat. Your choice. Going to take that top leg out long, extending it up towards the ceiling, and then across to the front, and then down, up towards the ceiling, and then across to the front. So we're kind of doing a little 2-in-1 here. There's 9. Here's 10, almost there. We're going to 15. Woo, it's starting to burn. $14. Here is 15. Very nice. Go ahead. Bring yourself back onto your back. Time you're going to put your toes down into the ground as you bring it up to bridge. Then you're going to swivel from side to side. And you might not swivel very much, but that's okay. We're just kind of bringing some movement back into those hips. We are going to switch sides, lying down onto the ground or just rolling to the other side. You pick. You can put your head or your head on your hand. Taking that leg out long, you're going one up and then one kind of rainbowing to the front, and that was one. No. Here's 9. Unless you're doing them way faster than 9, which you might be. 11. Last one. Woo! Oh man, feeling the burn there. Should feel it right on the side of that hip. Gently go ahead, bring yourself back onto your back. You can put one ankle over the opposite knee, reaching through for the back side of your leg or all the way through to your shin. If you really need a big stretch, you pick. I'm not going all the way to my shin. That's too big of a stretch today. Oh, breathing into that, you should feel a nice stretch in the side of your hip and into your glutes. And switch side. Put that other knee over that opposite knee, reaching through to the back side of your leg or to your shin. Again, whichever one works for you today. And rolling it over onto all fours, we are just going to finish out with a little breathing exercise. So we're going to bring ourselves onto all fours. You can use the mirror to check your posture. What you're going to do is kind of roll. So starting down here in my low back, I'm going to rolling it up all the way through my mid and upper back. So I have a big arch through my spine. My hands are pushing down into the mat. Then what I'm going to do is we're going to do 5 big breaths, feeling that air expand through our back. Then exhale, don't lose that nice curve in your spine. That's the hard part. So feeling your core engage. Don't lose the curve. I don't know about you, but that was 5 deep breaths for me. Now I'm going to step forward with my left knee and my right hand. And then I'm going to go back into that posture with that upper back really rounded up. And I'm going to go for 5 big breaths, really feeling that expansion. My back. 5 big deep breaths, bringing my knees together. I'm gonna go wide and I'm gonna sit back in child's pose, pressing my hands down into the mat, feeling that stretch all into my upper back. And stretch kind of also into my hips as I try to sit my sit bones down towards my heels. And just like that, we used up our entire half hour. As always, continue to stretch or strengthen by using the weights or the cardio equipment here in the gym if you're at home. Do something at home or go for a walk outside. What happens? Let's go. Bye.